Welcome to JC Stocks and Markets podcast for December 30th, 2022. Going to do the year-end wrap-up just to review the stocks that I've recommended and some of the ones that I haven't that are in my portfolio. I'm JC. I've been investing in the stock market for 40 plus years. I've made good trades and investments and some not so good. My intentions with the podcast are to share my unique thoughts and opinions on individual stock and ETF picks with an emphasis on dividend-paying securities, which are my favorites. The idea is to share my thoughts and possibly give you, the listener, some investment ideas so you and I can maybe make some money. I'm not doing this for income, nor am I trying to earn any advertising revenue from anyone. I just like doing this, and I hope to share some chances to make a little money with you. During some of these shows, we stray into other topics or news that affect the stocks and ETFs that we're discussing. That can include commentary on government politics, Federal Reserve policies, current events, or just crap that rattles around in my head. The opinions shared in these podcasts are my own, and they are just that, opinions. I invest in many of the stocks and ETFs that are featured in the podcast, and I'll try to let you know if I have or will establish a position in these securities. The big disclaimer: by no means everyone has to do their due diligence prior to investing any money into anything. These stock picks are no exception. Do your own due diligence. With that, let's go make some money. Okay, here we go. 2022, quite a year. Stock market was all over the place. Terrible fiscal policy and really poor governance by the federal government. Federal Reserve that doesn't seem to really totally understand things. They're ratcheting up interest rates like they should, but I'm not sure they understand when to stop them. We got the war in Ukraine, which of course precipitated all sorts of crazy gyrations in the energy markets as well as just economically around the world. COVID is really off the shelf for the most part, except for in China. Anyway, I want to stop right there and get to the 2022 summary of the stocks and ETFs that I've been trading in this podcast for the past 6 months. Okay, so here we go. The picks that we had this year, we had some real winners and some that did not do so well. We'll just go through some of the highlights here. I've got a spreadsheet that I'm showing on the screen here. We started with Starwood Property Trust, which if you would have held that from June 26, 2022, that's what's showing. At the end of the year, you would have been down, even with the distributions, about $3 per share. Main Street, Invesco High Dividend, Low Volatility ETF, Ares Capital, that did okay. Realty Income, that's down, but you should buy and hold. That's one stock that you should hold forever because that's a dividend aristocrat, and that'll be paying dividends, higher dividends, year after year after year forever. Manulife Financial, First of Long Island, Citigroup was the big ugly one. It seems like they've gotten too woke, and when I picked that in August, it wasn't actually too long after that. I probably should have said something, but I sold out of that not too long after that, probably a couple months after that. I just saw the writing on the wall with Citigroup. Reeves Utility Income, Prudential, nice gain there, at least right now from 918. October 2nd for Entergy, you're up $12 a share with the distributions. Cohen & Steers Quality Income Fund and TLT you would have made a little bit of money on, and some of the more recent ones, Enterprise Products Partners, down a little bit there. LQD, which that one I can kind of forgive myself because that one hasn't hit the targets for purchase. The price of the shares haven't hit the $100 mark. So I really wouldn't have recommended that anyhow. At least that's not what I recommended. But anyway, Just to be fair, we would have been down 366 or about 3% or so at this point. And Enbridge, which gets us to about $1.20 in about 2 weeks here. So some winners, some losers. For me, it's long term. You can see from the color coding, the ones in the light blue, I think that's light blue, Main Street, Ares Capital, those are ones that I'm still holding. The ones in green are ones that I've sold out of somewhere down the line. And the white I have not bought into yet because they just haven't hit the right targets yet from what I was looking at. Anyway, with that, there's other holdings that I have that I'd like to share with you now. They're all dividend-paying securities, and I'm generally looking for dividends and increasing dividend-paying securities for my portfolio as I'm trying to make it to retirement here. That includes MPLX, a energy transfer corporation, pipelines. XLE, which is the energy iShares Energy ETF. FDVB, which is the low volatility, high dividend ETF that Fidelity offers. I like that because it pays a decent dividend, but it also has good positions. In fact, the biggest positions in Apple and Microsoft. And for me, sooner or later, the tech sector is gonna run, and you collect dividends in the meantime while you're waiting for tech sector to come back. Johnson Johnson, that is just something you buy and hold in your portfolio. Period. And they're gonna have a spinoff of their consumer products line next year, which should create some value for the shareholders of Johnson Johnson. Blackstone Science and Technology, that one pays about 12% dividends, 25 cents a share per month. And that one holds, again, the largest holdings are Apple and Microsoft. I like that one a lot. And they use a lot of covered calls to bolster their dividends there. A couple of closed-end PIMCO funds, PCF, PCN, they both pay 8 and 10% there. The high grade or the high yield bond fund, HYG, MMP, which is Magellan Partners, another energy transfer corporation. XLU, which is your utilities ETF. I like that one. I've always liked that one. I'm holding that one. XLP is another one. Consumer staples ETF, XLP. Ares Residential pays about a 12% dividend, and that dividend is increasing. I like that one as buy and hold to collect dividends. RMP, which is Cohen and Steers preferred, similar to PGX, which is coupled down there. I got Energy Transfer ET, and that one I like that one. I'm going to hold on to that for a long time. That's going to be a dividend king there. And then the UTF, which is your Reeves infrastructure fund, and that one pays about 8%, and it pays monthly as well. Those are my holdings, the ones that I haven't talked about. Just trying to be transparent with everything. I really wish everyone has a better 2023 than we had in 2022. It was a heck of a year, a tough one for most people, most industries, most investors. With that, I'd like to close out 2022 with the song that we open and close with, and that would be She's the One by Just One Goat. And it was a band I used to play in for several years in the late 90s and early 2000s. The song has a lot of significance to me, and I wrote it, and our band did the magic when they played it. So happy investing, happy New Year, and I hope to see you back next year. Thanks for listening.
She's always there for me. It's simple, can't you see? She's the one. Oh, she's the one. Everything is magical, even when she's not around. No, it's not that radical, I just know what I have found. Well, she's always there for me. It's simple, can't you see? She's the one. Oh, she's the one. She's making my life so much stronger. God, let me stay just a little bit longer. She's the one. Yeah, she's the one. Yeah. Wasted all this time. She's the one. Oh, she's the one.